welcome back. It is time for another episode of S&S. Talking off-season football, NFL signings 2026. Sandhu and Sheen back at it. How is the off-season going, Jer, and what is up?
Great. Got a lot of projects on the go. As let people know, I have another podcast called The Question, and just having a lot of fun with it. Music podcasts, and just keeping my ear to the NFL beat, watching a lot of NFL Network, and just trying to stay current here. And a lot of teams that I boost through the year, I think they're looking better and better. I mean, the Bills. I hope they finally make this run with additions like Geno Stone and just kind of just shoring things up all around. DJ Moore, they should be sick next year. So I'm just so excited. Wearing, some kind of Buffalo blue today.
Buffalo blue, yeah. A lot of teams are reloading, and I guess some teams are building a new identity, and then they're just contenders are just stacking up more chips. Rams just seem to add more and more pieces every year. Screw their picks. They trade away their draft picks. But, hey, man, it's worked for them. So let's see what 2026 and 2027 brings ahead. So let's start it off. Let's talk some quarterbacks. We'll get it started off with Kyler Murray to the Vikings, 1 year, $1.3 million. What are your initial thoughts?
Man, if Kevin O'Connell can do what he does, maybe McCarthy was just a total whiff, just a miss, a mispick. O'Connell is confident in his abilities, but, just McCarthy just couldn't get it done. If he can turn it around and make Kyler great, because Kyler used to be electric. If he could just get him in this O'Connell system that makes quarterbacks just way better than they generally are at the time, I think it might, and then you got that defense to hang your hat on, right? Even if you only put up 20 points a game, hey, that defense is probably going to get you a lot of wins. That's another thing. If he just puts up numbers, I think they're, some decent numbers, not record setting, not league leading. I think they're going to do great. I love it.
I mean, $1.3 million, what do you really have to lose, right? So I think it's a win-win for both teams because, Kyler Murray does really good. They can't franchise tag him, right? So he can just go to another team, kind of what, our guy Sammy Darnold did, right? So, and then the Vikings, you still have the kid McCarthy. I think it's good competition to have someone capable there to push each other. So maybe McCarthy comes out of it. Maybe Kyler comes out of it. I think it's good to have double options because injuries will pop off, and there's only about handful of elite quarterbacks anyway. So
yeah,
I think you need two capable guys if you don't have that one main guy. So great signing for the Vikings, and let's see, Kevin O'Connell, another reclamation project on deck. Let's move it on to the Dolphins signing Malik Willis. I thought this was a really interesting signing. He's not obviously your prototypical drop back quarterback, but I mean, ever since that first couple of years in Tennessee, I mean, who doesn't suck in Tennessee, right? But he looked capable in Green Bay. He won a lot of games. Contract was 3 years, $67 million, man. What is Miami seeing here, Jer?
3 years, $6-7 million. So that's what, 20 something million a year. The top quarterbacks in the league are getting what, 50 million a year or something just crazy. So basically what they're saying is he's about half of what the best quarterbacks in the league are, which that statement isn't terrible. And, Miami's just going to be a dumpster fire. And, they just wanted to bring in a kid that I guess wanted his bag. Every player wants to do good. But, they brought the best that they could in with, saying straight up, hey, this is a rebuild. Are you down? Cool. Right. Malik Willis, he shows flashes of brilliance. He can come in, he can take over a game. So, I'd love to see him win 4-6 games. But yeah, Miami's going to be one of those teams that the favorite Hawk is going to be sniffing around all year.
Yeah, they got that coach from Green Bay as well, so I think the synergy from Green Bay and bringing in Malik Willis, kind of that same, I guess, offensive pattern. But Willis obviously has the legs, and he's pretty accurate the last couple of years, so I think he can surprise some teams. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but let's be honest. I mean, the Dolphins the last couple of years had no real chance, even with their high-paced offensive guys, Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Didn't work with the high potent offense, so I think they're going to try more ball control defense, and who knows? I mean, what do you have to lose, really, right? I mean, Buffalo keeps winning the division, so, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, you're probably not going to get it, so maybe Miami.
Right, yeah.
I think Miami is going to go the defensive route, playoff football route, so why not? I mean, there's not much else out there to look for Miami, and maybe you can draft someone and build him for the future and give Malik Willis a little bit of competition. And speaking of competition, we got Tua Tagovailoa going to the Falcons, 1 year, $1.3 million, just like Kyler Murray. What are your initial thoughts on Tua to the Falcons?
I don't know. Stefanski, he's getting to start over. I'm just not sure what he's thinking here. Flashes of brilliance, and then hey, if he can be protected, then Tua's a great quarterback. But as soon as he's got to run, as soon as he's got to get hit, it's just going to be the same story over again, I think. And Penix is not much better. I don't know. I don't know if they have a bad year and then maybe they draft a great quarterback and then maybe Stefanski starts his run. Atlanta, great defense. So yeah, maybe again, Bijan Robinson. One of the best players in the whole league. Like, let's be honest. So if you can hang your hat on that, just a lot of run game and ball control, then maybe. But both of these quarterbacks, questionable at best.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been saying, there's only about 5 or 6 really good quarterbacks in the NFL. It's weird just because, like, I remember watching in the 90s, there was like at least 15 to 20 really good quarterbacks. And Manning, Brady era, there was maybe like 7 to 8. But it's just like we're in a really drought. I guess just cyclical, I guess the way it goes. But I think same thing with the Minnesota Kyler Murray era here. Like it's like you have nothing to lose bringing in Tua. Penix has an injury history. Obviously, Tua has a history injury. So it's like, I mean, you're just kind of looking for something out of these two. Obviously, they're not like your prototypical quarterbacks that can run and pass, but I think they're just kind of looking for some depth, and maybe one of the two has a career year. And Tua is known for his accuracy. Penix is known for his accuracy. I think they need some good defense. Don't throw picks,
The Kirk Cousins cap hit isn't helping them this year too, so maybe actually that's just more of the thought process is like we're kind of stuck this year, and then maybe they make a splash next year. Actually, I didn't think of that. So,
well, they're like I mean, you're only paying Tua 1 year, $1.3 million, right? So it's like I think it's perfect for both teams. If Tua pops off, has a great year, he can go to another team. Maybe be a backup, maybe be a starter. I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing rumors that Geno Smith is going to be the starter at the Jets this year. So who knows? NFL, man, just lacking talent at the quarterback position. But let's move on to the running back position. We had Kenneth Walker from the Super Bowl champs moving on to Kansas City Chiefs. 3 years, $43 million. On paper, I think it's a good move. What are your initial thoughts, Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs?
I don't know how any team can get rid of the Super Bowl MVP and, trying to like repeat as Super Bowl champions. Running backs are this kind of currency that seems to be let go. A lot of teams have kept running backs for too long and paid for it. But Super Bowl MVP and just give him away. I just don't know about this move, Seattle. I'm sure Seattle's going to be a great team. Kansas City's got to get their act together, so they're shoring things up. And but letting Trent McDuffie go, I just don't understand. Hopefully, they can shore up that defensive backfield. I hope Kansas City doesn't have another bad year. It's all about Mahomes, I guess, though.
All about Mahomes' health, but I mean, you need someone to help out in the running game. When Pacheco was like a solid running back, I think 2-3 years ago, I mean, takes a lot of pressure off of anyone, Patrick Mahomes, or doesn't matter who it is. So I think it's good. It gives them another piece, another workhorse to go to. And obviously Seattle, they still have Charbonnet, and that kid George Halani did okay in the playoffs too. So I think they got depth in Seattle. And look what they had to pay Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? Dude got $45 million for a receiver. Yeah. So obviously that money had to go somewhere. And I think that Seattle has good depth at running back. I think they'll be able to fill in. I mean, I think it's a win-win. And Kansas City needed more of a workhouse running back. So congrats to them. Kenneth Walker gets paid. He's got a Super Bowl ring. And maybe he gets another one with Kansas City. We'll see. Let's look at Travis Etienne going to the Saints. I was really surprised by this move. I mean, 4 years, $48 million. I know Saints finished really well last year and, won a little bit of coin backing them, but surprising. Why would he go to the Saints? Does he see something there, or he's just taking the opportunity?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, it is an opportunity. Kellen Moore, he's a great offensive mind, so I think he can turn things around in a hurry. Jacksonville's not that far from New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like the same kind of neighborhood. It's like no, it's obviously hours apart, but maybe
same region.
Maybe he's laid down route. Maybe he knows people there, or maybe he just loves the city too, loves the team, and Shug, he could pull it out, or they could, like people are saying, draft Manning, and maybe he wants to be part of that. Maybe they've had conversations like, "Hey, we're gonna try and get Manning," and he's like, "Hey, I'm in." Kind of.
They could, right? But I mean, Arch hasn't really shown too much at the college level. I mean, he's been average at best from what I've seen. So let's see what he does this year. But I think, let's just say you do get a high pick. You have the luxury of trading Tyler Shuck maybe to somebody who needs a upcoming 26-year-old quarterback. That he's capable. He gets the job done. I think he could be like a Kirk Cousins type and make a lot of money in the league. So we'll see. Rico Dowdle to the Steelers, 2 years. $12.25 million. I think it's good signing for Steelers. You get kind of a smash mouth running back that you kind of needed. Najee Harris for years was just 2 yards in a cloud of dust. And last year they were okay with Gainwell and the other guy, but I think it's solid, man. I'm just kind of surprising that Carolina let him go, but he's a bit of a journeyman, Dowdle. So what are your thinkings on this signing for the Paul Steelers?
Yeah. Paul's gonna love this one. Yeah, he is a smash mouth kind of dude. That Rico, I don't know how the Panthers are letting him go. I think that he carried them for a lot of those games. I'm not sure what running backs they're thinking about in Carolina. But yeah,
they have that rookie that they drafted that got hurt. So maybe they're thinking roll with the young guy, less money, don't pay Dowdle. But it's not like Dowdle got a lot of money. He only got like $6 million a year. But maybe they think, he took a lot of licks, and let's just go a little younger and maybe build from the draft within. But good signing for the Steelers. I think Steelers have had a pretty solid offseason, all in all. Not loving the fact that Aaron Rodgers is coming back, but I'm not loving that fact. But it's again, there's just no really good options out there. Like you could sign like a Tua or Kyler type guys. Maybe I would think Kyler in Pittsburgh would have been something to watch out for, but maybe he's not the type they're looking for. Let's move on to wide receivers. A lot of interesting signings here. Mike Evans to the 49ers, 3 years, $42 million. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this signing. Part of me says, okay, he's a winner. Let's see if he can help the 49ers get that possession receiver. But another part of me says, it's like another old guy on the Niners. I don't know. What are you thinking on this one? Mike Evans.
I think he might just be, not rejuvenate, because Evans has always played well. I think he might just have like a more of a hype, like, want to do more. I know he loved Tampa Bay and he loves his fans and everything, but sure. 49ers, that's a different fan base. It's a different, he's coming right across the whole country to do this. And yeah, I think he believes in McCaffrey and Purdy, and he's a great player. So I think this might work. I think they have. I think so too. I think they got a couple of, they got Dre Greenlaw back, and they also signed Christian Kirk. And Kirk can, he showed he can be the guy, and, so who are you going to cover, right? You're going to double Evans, you're going to double Kirk. Like, I think one of those guys are going to be loose at all times.
Yeah, you still have Kittle.
Right? I think one guy's going to be loose at all time. I think Purdy's going to have a field day. Yeah, I love it.
And I think Tampa Bay, you had that rookie receiver who came in, and he did pretty good. You still have, who was the other receiver? I can't think of his name right now. But you still have some depth for Tampa, so not the worst thing for Tampa. Maybe clear up some salary cap for some other guys. But Romeo Doubs to the Patriots, 4 years, $68 million. Nice payday. I guess he will be filling the Stephon Diggs role. More of the X receiver, I guess, slot receiver.
Knife to the heart for Jordan Love, though, man. Dobbs was his guy. I'm not sure how they're going to make that up to him. That's terrible.
But the Patriots needed another receiver, and the guy's pretty good deep threat, right? Like, he catches a lot of those out routes and whatnot, and 7 routes. So he's capable. I guess New England's restocking a little bit here, but I thought Green Bay had a pretty good depth at wide receiver. I think they'll be okay. Dontavian Wicks might take a little bit of a jump this season, but overall, I think they'll be okay. I don't think they really rely on one guy in Green Bay, but props to Romeo Doubs. You got a nice bag there, $68 million for 4 years. Then we had Wan'Dale Robinson to Tennessee, kind of an unheralded player, but he finished the year really strong for the Giants last year when Neighbors got hurt. So Titans trying to build a little bit of talent. Obviously, he's not like Pro Bowler or anything, but maybe he's got a chance to be a solid number 2. I like that rookie they had last year from the Titans, Imanora, the Canadian.
Yeah.
So a little bit of talent going to Tennessee. We'll see. They obviously need shitload more, but draft's coming up. Get some linemen maybe. Let's look at some defensive signings. We had Jalen Phillips going to the Panthers, 4 years, $120 million. What are you thinking on this one? Is it
man? They keep shoring up the defense there, and I really like it. Like Carolina's defense, like when they shut down Matthew Stafford that game, and just they were kind of Jekyll and Hyde. Oh, right. Yeah. They were great or they weren't. But yeah, they keep shoring up that defense, making it better and better and better. And they're going to be a perennial NFC South winner. And then, hey, all you got to do is be in the dance to have a chance. So yeah, I'm just worried about their offense. I'm not sure. Tet obviously is a beast, but can they repeat the magic that they had? Little bits of magic.
They're going to have a first place schedule, so that's not going to be easy, obviously, right? So we'll see. I mean, the Carolinas a team that I think a lot of people are going to be looking out for. Another team people are going to be looking out for, the Baltimore Ravens signed Trey Hendrickson, 4 years, $112 million. I think pretty good value. Phillips got more money than Hendrickson did, and kind of, I guess, a win-win. Hendrickson wanted to get out of Cincy, and Baltimore really
How did
needed
the
that edge
Bengals
rusher.
let him go to a divisional foe? That is something that I will never understand. They're going to be seeing him twice a year, and he's going to be burning that. He's going to bury Joe. He'll probably injure Joe Burrow. Like I just don't understand.
See it? We could see it. Yeah, I think it's just, I think since he's cheap, you know, they've been like talking about trading him for the last 2 years, and they didn't, and they, you know, you got nothing for the guy, and I don't know, just it's kind of a bad franchise, just doing bad decisions. But man, Baltimore needed him, and I think Lamar Jackson will be happy to have someone sacking the other quarterback. So let's see. Baltimore needed it, man. I mean, really disappointing year last year. See what they do. All right, Commanders sign Odafe Owaye. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he is an edge rusher, 4 years, $100 million. Really disappointing year for the Commanders and their defense last year, Jer. Maybe this will help them.
Jinx. Just leave it up to the sophomore jinx. It's happened to many great quarterbacks. Just seems like that's the way the NFL goes. And yeah, if they protect Daniels, you know, I think the Commanders
last year was,
the Commanders will be in the playoffs. I believe. Just sneaking in or being dominant is.
That defense was really shitty though last year. That's my worry. Yeah. Not really the offense, right? Like
I think they'll shore it up. I think I got some faith.
And then the Bengals did sign Boye Mafe. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but 3 years, $60 million edge rusher. I mean, probably a little bit younger than Trey Hendrickson. I guess that's the only thing I can see there, and obviously more affordable. Only $20 million a year. I guess Hendricks got 30 plus. So we'll see. I mean, Cincinnati's probably not going to have that biggest expectations this year. You know what I mean? Compared to Baltimore and some of the other AFC top teams. So maybe they can sneak under the radar and pull off some upsets. But yeah, I think people have been expecting the Bengals to pop off. I'm one of those people for the last couple of years, and I know it's injuries, there's bad defense. Yeah, they should have an easy schedule. I mean, last place
this year. That's all it takes, right? To kind of get in there. And then if Burrow's hot. It doesn't matter how good the defense is. He can put up 42 points a game and win. So,
but the defense, I mean, the defense can't get much worse for Cincinnati, kind of like Washington last year. You're Civ, and if your quarterback's not healthy, putting up 30 points, how are you going to win, right? So, all right, let's take a look at the Raiders signing Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million. I think he was on the Cowboys last year, and I know you want to get a good center for your rookie there, but seems like a little overpay there. But yeah,
I think that they're inching forward right now. They're getting all their pieces ready. Who knows? Maybe a Cousins resurgence. Maybe like he'll just play so good that they'll be like, okay, like watch and learn, Fernando. Like,
well, also he won't. You don't have to get the licks to Mendoza, right? Because obviously the Raiders' O-line is garbage. I mean, this kid, the center, should help, but maybe they're thinking like let Cousins get beat up the first 6, 7, 8 weeks or so, and then bring in Mendoza. You know, maybe when the team's a little bit more experienced on the O-line. Tough to say because Cousins and Mendoza are kind of same type of personality. You know, kind of the good guy, Christian boy. You know, on time, really proper type of guy. So maybe Mendoza can learn from Cousins because, I mean, Cousins has made, like $400 million in his career from doing something right. So, you know, let's see what the Raiders do. Yeah. Raiders can't get much worse. So I guess getting signing that center, I should say, is a good sign. Prosperous. Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard to the Patriots, 3 years, $42 million. Seems like a solid signing. Patriots just keep building depth, and you know, going to be hard to come off that Super Bowl loss, but yeah, seems like a decent move. And then Jalen Watson, signed by the Rams, 3 years, $51 million. Seems like the Rams knew that their problem last year were their cornerbacks, and
well, yeah,
obviously they bringing in McDuffie and now Watson. I think
they have a bigger
solid
problem now, and his name's Puka Nacua. And if this turns out how I think it's going to, this is just a shame.
Well,
athletes,
I mean, it's tough to say. He wants to be a celebrity off the field as well, kind of like Antonio Brown. So I don't know, man. Fame changes people, right? And let's hope he can change it around. But obviously, he's obviously doing this because he saw what Jackson Smith and Jigma got paid, right? And guess who's next up the funnel, right? It's got to be Puka, right? So Puka's like, okay, if I want this bag, I got to get shit right. And good for him, He signed himself into the rehab facility and hopefully gets himself right. But, I mean, we've seen what he's done in his first couple of years. I mean, it's pretty historic. Is doing for the Rams.
If it's going to be another Antonio Brown, I don't think the Rams are even going to mess around. Not fully releasing him, but trying just babysitting mode. No extension, no nothing. You show us how you can be, and then we'll talk. All right. So yeah,
pretty much. I think Rams. I mean, I think the Rams could survive without him. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl without him, but I mean, you still have Adams. You still have a couple other decent receivers as well you can go to. But I think this is more about that contract that Jackson Smith and Jigba got, right? And Puka obviously is the next man up. So we'll see what happens there. But I think it pretty much wraps up the off-season signing show. Any other signings that catch your eye that you wanted to talk about, Jer?
Oh, God, I have a million that I've written down. I think we covered a lot of the stuff. I got, the Chargers signed Tyler Biadasz, back up Justin Herbert. Why not? Khalil Mack is back. He's signed again. Tariq Woolen, of course. Birds, baby.
Big signing.
Let's go, right?
Stud, man.
Commanders, they added Leo Chenal from the Chiefs. Of course, like I said in the beginning of the show, the Bills added Geno Stone. They added DJ Moore. They're going for it.
Going for it for the last decade now, but unfortunately, this guy named Patrick Mahomes pops up usually. But yeah, last year they had their chance. Unfortunately, didn't pop off exactly. But I'm pumped up for the draft coming up right around the corner. We'll do a show about that, and I'll give our 2 cents 100%. On the first round, I guess, and what the Eagles did and some of the other notable teams. And we'll be back for some more shenanigans on S&S. And join us then. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll be back.
Let's get